folks, this is Lonzo Williams, Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop and the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. My partner, hey, he ain't even a guest. He says, "This is my partner in crime right here." His name is Kevin Collins. Brother works for Los Angeles County Mental Health, and we've been talking for the longest about doing a show for men's mental health. And this is our third or fourth show. And Kevin, talk to him for a minute, man.
Yeah, we was talking earlier, Alonzo, and one of the topics that we wanted to, I really want to try and talk about is us as black men getting thrown up under the bus by our own people and our own women.
Okay.
And really seeing, this is sad, man. We sitting here and we trying to do something positive in this world, and we can't get ahead because we too busy being like we talked about last week, red crabs.
Is that you talking about the red crab versus the blue crabs?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a hell of a thing, Doc. It's a hell of a thing. And another brother just joined us, Mr. Curtis Bray. How you doing, Curtis? I can't hear you, Doc. Try it again. Nope.
Nothing.
Nope. We see you fine. Go ahead, take your time.
I like that background.
He look like he put some work in that background. He's the graphic designer, so he might kill us both with the graphics. He might do a straight up AI version of himself, put on this damn thing. But anyway, it's amazing, man. People talking about Puffy. They talking about all the other brothers that's going on. It's like they can't wait to see these brothers fall, man. They can't wait to see them fall, and that's sad to a certain degree. I understand, and they may have done it. I don't know. I ain't been to a Diddy party. I have no idea, but the level of piling on that you're starting to see from the gallery, not people that's been affected by it. Most people that have something to say ain't never got an invite to the party. Okay, but everybody, because of the internet, everybody is goddamn Jerry Duffy and Walter Cronkite or Oprah or whatever the case may be. So everybody got a microphone, everybody got a platform, everybody got something to say. And I just think it's kind of interesting that in this day and time, so many people got so much to say about things they probably don't know much about.
No. The bad thing about what I look at R. Kelly and Puffy, he had homeboys around him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I think about R. Kelly. I'm like, man, if thinking about it, you looking at the videos, like, man, look at these fine 25-year-old women you got sitting over here. And you chasing after little 14-year-olds. And then with Puffy, it's like, man, come on, bro. You can't. I mean, I don't know what he did. This is all, accusations that's been brought up against him. And we know how society is when it comes to us as black men. So I don't know if these accusations are true. But again, if they are true, he had homeboys that was there, and the homeboys could have been like, "Hey, man, we don't need to be doing this. Let's do something else." Unless they all, like that lifestyle. So it's a big loop.
Well, you know what, Doc? I think in some cases, people value their connection to you more than they value you. You follow what I'm saying?
I do.
And if they can cater to your, because this is a sign of somebody who's not really a true friend. Also, if they know you're about to do something stupid, instead of them trying to pull your coattail, hey man, you might want to back up off that one right there. They encourage you to do something stupid, and in some cases they put a video camera on you. In some cases they record you. In some cases they just want to be around to watch. Nonetheless,
there we go.
There you go, Kurt. Nonetheless, that's not your friend. If somebody see you about to make a mistake, grab a gun or do something irrational based on emotion, oh man, I'd blow that fool brain out myself. That ain't your friend, man. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. That's somebody who end up testifying against your ass. That's gonna be your first witness to your situation. I got to share this story. Man, I remember one time I got into a big issue at the club, I had a fight with this dude, man. I knocked the shit out of him. And he was bigger than much bigger than me. I caught him real good, knocked him out, knocked him down, and knocked him out. I ain't gonna tell that lie. But when he got up, he was too big for me to fight in my head. It was big to fight. I had my gun on. I had my pew pew on me. I can't say certain things on Facebook. I had my pew pew on me. So I shot I released a lead projectile into the air. And just so happened, police was coming down the street. Homeboy ran down the street and called the police. I mean, flagged the police down. He didn't call. He flagged him down, brought him back. And my pew pew was still smoking. It was so fresh. And I ended up going down to visit the folks in the Crossbar Motel that night. Okay, and it came time to go see the judge. Nobody would come to court to tell him, hey man, he didn't do that. It was released in the air. He didn't project. He didn't point it at anybody. It was released in the air. Okay, and thank God they eventually dropped it down to a brandishing the firearm. But again, none of the so-called homies that was out there, man, Lonzo, you shouldn't do that, bro. Or hey man, bro, he did not do that. That's not what he did. They just stood there and let me get handcuffed and let me go, let me get dealt with. Nobody was gonna stand up for me and say, man, that ain't what he did. So, folks will stand by and watch you do something and be the first witness in court. Yeah, he shot at him. Well, he did release it. He did pull out his pew pew and let a projectile go. But I don't really know what happened. I didn't see nothing. So I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. That's like the Bernie Mac. Remember that Bernie Mac joke? He said he was in the middle of the court. He was, ooh. I know what happened, Your Honor. I know what happened. And be the first one to snitch on you.
Yeah. And be at your house trying to knock your woman down as soon as you go to jail.
Right.
That situation, it's been the basis of how I've made so many decisions in life is because, I got to decide, hey, if I do this, just know I'm going to be all alone in this. Nobody's going to back me up. Nobody's going to come that they don't want to be a snitch or anything. I'm on my own. So that's how, I've made a lot of decisions just based on that. They can kind of gas me up or try to get me to do this. Or, oh man, you shouldn't tolerate that, etc. I always think about this. However this goes, it's all on me.
It's all on me. It's all on me. I had a situation, man, brother. Somebody got unalived in one of my venues, and I needed one of my security guards. Hey, man, tell him I didn't see what happened. I don't know what happened. All I know is it happened on my lot. I mean, you need to come with me to court and they'll know. Oh man, I can't go to court. Why not? You was there. You saw the whole thing. Oh man, I just don't do court. I don't do court. You ain't. What are you? Are you a fugitive or what? What is your problem? You got a warrant. I don't do court, man. So here you are in need of some support, man. Just hey, man, the brother was in the room. This is what happened. He got started. Whatever the case may be, at least show some support for the brothers you call your homie. Okay, and I lost some friends behind that, man. I ain't messing with y'all, dude. And you don't know until it's too late.
Yeah, you got to let them go, man. Because if you don't let them go, they gonna let you go in the courthouse, and they gonna let all that bad stuff that they know about you be released in that daggone courthouse. But you know what? I was thinking about what you said too, Curtis and Lonzo. When my pops always taught me, and my grandfather. They always used to tell me, say, hey, you know what? 5 seconds can give you 45 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in that time frame when you sitting there, it used to tell me, say, you sit there and think about the consequences that are going to come from this before you make that decision. Now, I didn't think about when I started having these kids because them consequences was later on, but as far as dealing with these knuckleheads out on the streets, man, I my dad always taught me, man, it's better to say there he goes and there he lays.
These are lessons. These are lessons that we learned as young men from our fathers, and this is the difference. I think in a lot of cases what we're dealing with here in these streets today. I had an OG. I had OGs around me. My dad had his partners, and I listened to these old dudes talk. But a lot of youngsters don't have the privilege of listening to old dudes talk, because that wisdom, it has nothing to do with the streets. It has nothing to do with survival, and that makes a big difference. I told Kurt, I think I told Kurt the story the other day. I'm gonna tell it to y'all today. I got one recently. I was at the club, and I mean, I had the club a few years ago. I put the guy at the club. He was acting full out, and I became all kind of bald head MFs, and I was gay, and I was all kind of things. Man, he talked about me real bad. And a partner of mine knew me. He said, "Man, Lonzo, you got to be the biggest punk or the bravest MF I know." I said, "Let me tell you something, man. Something I learned a long time ago. First of all, his words ain't gonna turn me into nothing. He ain't a warlock. He ain't a witch. He can't cast a spell on me and make me be none of the things that he said. Number two, if I put my hands on him, I could find myself with a case. If he put his hands on me, I could find myself in the hospital.
True.
Because fights, you don't know how a fight gonna go until it's over with. You hope everybody gets up. Because if I punch somebody and he hit his head on something and he died, guess what I got?
Yeah.
Manslaughter.
Guess what I got? If he have a heart attack while I'm whooping his ass, guess what I got?
Yep.
Okay? People don't understand about, man, we were just fighting, man, and he nigga died. Yeah, okay, you got a manslaughter beef, sir. So you got a manslaughter beef.
It's all about the end result.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. That's the coldest thing. Somebody can whoop in your ass, and you can turn around and win the fight. Oh yeah, man. He took the fair, and he hit his head on something, or he had a heart attack or aneurysm, whatever the case may be. In fact, I found out you got a year and a day. But if that person dies within a year and a day of your injuries that you applied to his ass, you can still be charged.
Wow.
A year and a day. He can go to a coma. If he lived for a year and 2 days, you off. Okay? A year and 1 day, you got a case. I'm going to tell you about that too. But I told him, I said, man, look here. If he whooped my ass, I got to tell my doctor what happened. If I whoop his ass and I get arrested, I got to tell my lawyer. Both of those professionals cost a whole lot of money. And what we talking about ain't worth the expense. And that's what you have to think about, the cost of being in that position, having to fight it or deal with it. If he break it, I'll break it. I swear to God, listen, at the club, I got all kind of club stories. Two dudes I know very well. I ain't gonna take up the whole show, but I gotta tell you something. This is just how fast something happened. Two dudes that I know, one is big, one is about my size. And for some reason, they just didn't like each other. From the time they first met, they didn't like each other. And I'm outside, and I'm trying to navigate this issue. And one of them like, what's up? What's up with you? What you want it to be? What you want it to be? Dude, just like that.
Wow.
Next thing I know, I'm trying to break him up. Now I realize both of these some bitches is bigger than me. Let me get my ass out the middle of this shit, right? So I get out of the middle of the fight, and the big one, he's like 6'3", 6'4", about 400 pounds. Pick up the one my size, pick him up, and just power drive him. When he power drove him, we heard something go snap, and we couldn't figure out what it was. Homeboy got ready to get up. The nigga was walking like the scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz. Okay? He had busted his knee.
Wow.
Busted his knee. He had busted his knee. One punch busted his knee, and he drove a stick shift.
Oh, he wasn't going nowhere.
He couldn't drive for damn near 6 weeks, man. He couldn't get
on
some bullshit.
Right.
On some straight bullshit. Busted his knee, had to go to the hospital, couldn't drive for 6 weeks, lost his job because he couldn't go to work.
Right.
Oh, dude, it was never any, man, what's up? So with you, what you want to be? And homeboy tried to take one to the chin. Homeboy flipped him around and dropped him, did a power drive, popped his knee. And like I said, he got up walking like a scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz. And it just amazes me, man.
You can't win.
Come on, man. Come on. And until we as brothers understand that violence ain't always the best way to resolve something. Because man, you could be right. There's a lot of cats in jail right now that's right as a motherfucker got 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
Right.
45 years.
45 years, okay? 45 years for being
Yeah.
right. You know, it's just it's and everybody wants to be a gangster.
You got, you know what, you know, on top of that, you got dudes laying in the grave who are dead right.
Dead right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What about what kind of mental um issue would you call that, man?
Man, you know,
I think it has a lot to do with needing validation.
there
Ah,
you go.
mm,
But you know what, even with that, we have to validate ourselves. You know, I agree
Mm-hmm.
with you on that. I totally agree with you. But that
Mm-hmm.
that right there is if I look in a situation and somebody's, you know, call me out my name, first off, am I validating what he's saying? By calling
right.
me out that name, you know, oh yeah, you call me out that name. Oh, I'm disrespected. You disrespecting me by calling me that name. Now I gotta show, you know, I gotta validate myself by, you know, whooping off on you. Or does come to a point where I validate my own self and say, you know what, regardless, like Lonzo said earlier, regardless of what you call me, you ain't no warlock. You ain't finna turn me into no gay dude. What, and by the way, if you put me in a room full of women, I'd be gay too. But that gay means happy. But
Right.
exactly. But other than that, man, you know, we have to learn how, man, to relieve ourselves of our emotions. Because that
Mm,
so many times, man, somebody say something to us, we let our emotions get it, overwhelm our ass. Next thing you know, I got a busted knuckle or my face all messed up,
or case.
or a
Mm-hmm.
case, yeah. Or I'm laying
Mm-hmm.
on the ground, like what my man say, looking at the roof of the church, letting the preacher tell a bunch of lies about me.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
And I think that's something the young brothers really need some assistance on, man. Because so many cats trying to, man, that nigga disrespected me. First of all, who is he to have to earn his respect? Number two, are you somebody that's really respectable?
True that.
Ooh, and what have
That's
you
a
done to
cold.
me? Huh?
That's a cold one.
What, you know? Because he said something that may have been true.
Mm.
Yeah.
What if he said something that was true that you just don't like the what he just don't like the fact he put a mirror in front of you?
Mm.
Ah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
That's
sometimes
something to think about.
that mirror
Yeah.
hurt, huh?
The biggest problem is having someone else point it out or forcing you to face something that you know is true about yourself, but you want to deal with it in your own time. You deal with it privately. You know, being exposed is triggering to a lot of people. You know, back to the whole validation scenario, they deal with, you know, their family or their closest circle, or they're always telling them that, you know, they're not shit, or not celebrating their small achievements, small accomplishments, or things that, you know, may be important to them, their interest or whatever. Everything just gets played down. So they do have that self-validation, but there's this insatiable need for, I need you to see what I see about myself. So when they get disrespected out there, that's a problem. No, you're going to see me the way that I see me. You know,
Mm,
Kevin, the way that you're phrasing it is that we have to get to a point where I don't need you to see what I see.
Exactly.
I'm good with just seeing it myself.
Mhm.
Your words don't mean nothing to me. It don't change me. It's not doing anything, you
Yeah.
know. But that's the problem. A lot of what's going on has to do with that need for you to see me the way that I see me, you know.
mm,
And we got to get past that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and you're right, because I know I've had somebody call me a buster before.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked at him, I was like, oh, you see that too, huh? All right, cool. It ain't gonna bother me. If that's
Right,
what you see, that's what you see.
right.
And in certain instances, I am a buster. Because I know
Mm-hmm.
right now, I'm not finna sit here and allow you to take me out of my character based off the nature that you finna try and bring up on me. So
Right,
I'll be a buster today.
right.
but
Yeah.
when I tell people I never gangbang, I live Centennial. behind some gang issues. Oh man, you just supposed to. You ran. No. I realized that what we were about to fight over, it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. They called us some Popeye motherfuckers. We had a fight. Fight got broken up. We walking through the school the next day, walking through the park the next day, and my partner put hands on a gangster. Okay. Now the gangster didn't know that my partner, because he's a 6'4", red-headed, freckle-faced kid, had been getting picked on all his life and took boxing lessons.
Right.
You didn't know that, did you? So when he put hands on you, you got embarrassed. So now they go up to ante and take it to the next level. Man, I'm like, for what? Because you got your ass whooped?
Right.
That's the difference. You got your ass whooped. He didn't stomp him out, but he did very well. He did a lot better than he was supposed to.
Right.
Okay. And it affected everybody in the ROTC uniform. And for me to go to Gardena High School at that time, one of the best moves I made.
Right. You know what? When you say that, I remember back when I went to Locke. I went to John Mayer and Locke, and I grew up in different lane hoods, so you know what that was.
Okay.
Coming across that railroad, across that bridge. But I told a dude one time, I said, man, my daddy whooped my ass, so I can take an ass whooping. Question is, can you? That's a lot of dudes, man. They just I can take an ass whooping. My daddy did it all my life, so it's second nature to me. Right. You know, I can get up and walk away and still be who I am right now.
Right.
Wait. I gotta tell you. Look, man, I hate to tell you, I got a bunch of goddamn stories. This is some true shit. I ain't got a lie to kick it. This is true shit. Curtis knows. Me and him talk about my stories all the time. True story. My mom and brother and sister was gone on vacation. Me and my dad at the pad. We kicked it. We bachelor style at the house. I lived on the corner house. We all played football at the dead end down the street in front of all the girls and stuff. The girls sit on the bench. They like our little cheerleaders and shit. We played for guys around the corner. And the guys around the corner, they were supposed to be gangsters, supposed to be fighters. You know, they fought all the time. We fought all the time. But today, if we playing football, everything was cool. And then here it comes. They start cheating. So they block you real hard. So now everybody just squared off. And I don't know what happened, but somebody knocked the shit out of me. I was on the verge of going out. I'm on the verge of I saw the birds. I saw everything.
You saw Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye.
Right? I got enough consciousness to head to the pad.
Right.
I head to the pad. Homeboy right behind me. At my house, I got a little 4-foot gate. I hurdle this gate every day just for the hell of it. Okay? Because I'm 14, 15 years old. He hurdled right behind me. It's summertime in the late 60s.
Right.
The doors stay open. I run in the house. Homeboy run in the house behind me.
Wow.
He in my house, coming to whoop me in my house. My daddy came out the kitchen. What the fuck is going on? I said, hey, man, we finna have a fight. I came home. I said, y'all finna fight. Why you ran home? He said, yeah. He said, go back outside. For what? Y'all got to fight. Y'all got to fight.
Right.
Man, and here's the crazy part. I'm not going to sit there and tell you I did no heroic shit. But we fought. And I tore into his ass. He tore back into mine. But he didn't hurt me. I took his punches. A year later, we're at the beach down here of N.W.A. We senior dish date for the ninth graders. I've been drinking wine. Ain't supposed to drink no wine. Drink too much wine. Sun beaming down. Ain't no shade. One of my girlfriends let me put my head in her lap. Keep the sun out of my face. I had a headache now. Sun beaming on my ass.
Right.
This dude, somebody, I don't know who it was, I'm half asleep, came up and kicked sand in my face, just like you see on one of them Annette Funicello bingo, beach spanking bingo movies. I jumped up, what the fuck? And it was him. And before I realized it, I jumped on and kicked his ass. He's supposed to be a bully. He's supposed to be a gangster. I kicked his ass. When I got to Centennial, I had no more problems after that. Because I wasn't supposed to win that fight. But I wasn't afraid no more because I took that ass. I took that at first whooping. I took that first battle. It wasn't no ass whooping, but it was. He got me. He probably got me for the most part. If we was boxing, he would have won the decision. Okay, but damn it, he knew he was in a fight. But the next and rematch, oh, nigga, I brought it to him. And my fear was over with. Huh? Rumble in the jungle. Okay. So by having my daddy there, he said, go ahead out there and fight him. I ain't gonna let him hurt you.
Right.
Shit.
Man, my dad had a reputation for not letting you come home unless you won. So if you lost a fight, he's sending you back over there. You're gonna go every day until you win. You know,
hey.
and just, he wasn't having it. He was not having it.
My dad told me, man, I had something in Catholic school. He said, man, fair fight. Your job is to win and get out of there. You ain't supposed to hang out with the homies. You ain't supposed to kick it with nobody. And I said, man, the guy had me in the head, because one dude had me in the headlock, whooping my ass, said, bite that son of a bitch. And it happened again. I tried to eat that nigga's ribs. Okay, I told that nigga's he let me go. I still held on to him, and they talked about me bad at school. Oh, he bit me. Hey man, what? I'll bite your ass again. It was long before Mike Tyson did that shit. I'm going home to my folks. Okay, I'm not trying to
Pitbull Alonzo.
Pitbull, call me Pitbull, call me Piranha, call me whatever. I went home. He stopped fucking with me. That's all that mattered.
Get the W. That's it.
Get the W. So just the fact that we obviously we all had fathers in our lives, it made a big difference on how we dealt with the streets. We're here today. We're not in jail. Nice. We're not running from the law. And that's important. Not only if you don't have a father, have an uncle. And even right now, a lot of my family members don't have a lot of. I'm probably the primary uncle. I got a couple other cousins, but when it comes down to age-wise, I'm the one everybody call when it comes to issues. And you got to have that. You got to have that man vision, because your mama don't want you to get hurt. She figure everybody whoop your ass. Okay, she don't want you to get hurt, and that's not the case, man. Sometimes you have to go out and take that ass whooping, whether it be from a man or just life itself, man. She can't protect you from life. Okay,
right? You know, and now you say that's a lot of the reason that we have with these young kids today. They getting raised by a mama, and mama don't have.
You're gonna get a shut down talking that shit, man. Go ahead, but you're right.
But that's true. I ain't trying to. My bad, but it's you know mamas don't understand what it is to be a man. Just like I talked when we had that other show. I don't know what it is to be a woman, but I raised my daughter, and now she walking around here with, ready to bite somebody's head off because she got more masculine behavior. The same thing happened with our young men. When their mamas raise them, they have more of a feminine behavior. So their emotions is all trapped up inside them, because you know we got the XY chromosome. So the women only got the one chromosome, but we have both. So if you let the woman go ahead and raise these boys, that one Y chromosome is gonna overtake it. They're gonna have all these feminine ways. Next thing you know, you say something wrong to them, you little punk. I ain't no punk. And now next thing you know, they're out there pulling the gun out, ready to shoot somebody, kill somebody. So
I gotta say hello to the chat room. I see my boys in the room today. Martin, Mr. Light, 1972, Derek Mallory. These are all my good brothers. They all join me on my show on Tuesday with me and Dusty. And I always got to give them. So I see you, Isaiah Edwards. Much love for tuning in, folks. I appreciate y'all in the chat room. We've had conversations similar to this with me and Dusty. But Kevin is a licensed, or you are a licensed. Tell them what your qualifications are.
No, I'm not licensed. I'm just I'm educated. I'll say it that way.
Okay.
I went to school. I'm a disabled veteran, so you know, with us, we can get school for free.
Okay.
So pretty much what I did was when I got out of the Marine Corps, what I wanted to do to get back in the streets is figure out what's going on with my people. Okay. So I took a lot of psychology classes. I took a lot of psychology and philosophy were the two main courses that I took. And when I was taking them, you know, it was my whole progress was trying to understand what the heck is going on with us. Why is we as black men killing each other? Why is we as black people killing each other? So, you know, again, I just did that research, was doing theses, doing papers on it, and it got me to where I started going to the streets and started working with the young youth, started working with gangs, start working with veterans. I really got focused on veterans, man, because we come from the streets and then we go into the military. We all, those are the cats that really need the help. You coming back, you go to a combat zone and you come back to civilian life, it ain't nothing nice.
But and I think some people forget that out in these streets, you have the same kind of PTSD that brothers go to war come back with. I mean, you out there in gang wars, fighting and shooting and running for your life, and folks dying next to you. You still have a serious level of PTSD that in most cases goes untreated.
True. Yeah.
So and by not treating it, and some people mask it with giving them various types of drugs to to ease the pain, but it's like anything else. You could ease the pain with morphine. Don't be you ain't feeling no, you ain't dealing with pain. You just don't feel it right now. So that morphine wear off, the pain coming back.
So is.
So if you don't know how to treat the pain, the emotional pain that you're dealing with for your homeboy, somebody that you love getting killed, your first reaction is going to be to try and seek revenge, and now that just puts a target on your back.
Right.
And now that's how we get this continuous cycle of brothers dying on a daily basis, man, and it don't make no sense.
Right. The whole eye for an eye mentality is short-sighted. I think it's a quick fix to whatever the issue is versus there's this absence of critical thinking amongst the community sometimes is that okay, I just want instant gratification, I want an instant solution. That is revenge is, oh well, they did it to me, I'm going to do it to them, is a quick fix. And that there has to be more resources and opportunities and conversations to demonstrate that let's think of the big picture on this. Let's think of other things that can be done to you first of all, you can't change what's already happened. Secondly, what can I do to help someone else?
Hey, credits froze up on for a hot second.
You're trying to do something to just throw,
Credits. There you go. Right. That we just wrote an article on the paper in the Hub City Legend newspaper. If you don't get it, can't get it physically, send me a text to 424-256-9211. Send me an email. We'd be glad to add you to our email list, 424-256-9211. And get a copy of the Hub City Legend. Even if you don't get this issue right away, we have a bookcase has all the issues on there. So just click the bookcase issue. But we wrote an article about it's been 50 years, man. The gangs of Los Angeles. Well, actually, they've been longer than that.
Sure,
they've been longer than that. But the ones that we're most familiar with, it's been 50 years of death and destruction. It's amazing. When I was around in the very first era of this thing. I remember when it was primarily you had to be able to put your hands up and thought for yours. Okay, it was never about quantity; it was about quality.
Right.
And in fact, I couldn't join my gang if I wanted to. I was too skinny. They probably been a lot better than me. But because I always had transportation, I had always had alliances. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, we all rode to school together, and every once in a while we'd ride home back from a dance at Camp Another Park. And if somebody messed with me, they looked out for me. Now, if it was another civilian, I was on my own. But they wouldn't let nobody mess with me. Man, that's my homie. No. Leave him alone. And I've had people step up for me a few times, and as a kid, because hey man, you can't rob him, dude. You can't rob him.
Especially you to ride home.
I'm the ride home. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the ride to the dances. I drive my daddy's truck full of lawnmowers. Lawnmowers on the truck, grass and everything. Niggas in the back of the truck wearing biscuits and Levi's sitting on lawnmowers.
Coming to club smell like gas.
I tell these stories, man. I wish I had the money. I wish I had the money to show, to create a movie to show how different times were. Dude, I used to drive my daddy's lawnmower. I was lazy. I hate taking them lawnmowers off the truck. I would hate taking them off the truck. He'd give me his keys. I'm 14 years old. He'd give me the keys to his truck full of lawnmowers. I'd leave my house on El Segundo in Maine and drive to Camp Another Park or a party in the hood, park around the party because I was embarrassed. I would park around the corner and I was embarrassed to come to the party in the lawnmower truck. One, I was embarrassed as hell. Two, I never lost a lawn. I never lost a rake. Because right. They saw the lawnmower truck. People leave their shit outside all night long. And I left my daddy's truck out there. And then the homie's like, hey, man, how you get up here? Sometimes my daddy would drop me off. Sometimes he would be tired and just give me the keys. Well, this time, a couple times, he's like, man, just take the truck. If my lawnmower come up missing, your ass is mine. And I took that chance. And I get to the party, hey, man, how you get up? Your daddy dropped you? I said, nah, man. They knew either I had a ride or I drove.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I would be too embarrassed to tell them, hey, man, I drove the lawnmower truck. And they, man, you drove the truck, huh? Yeah, I drove the truck. We riding home with you. We coming down Rosecrans, man, in the truck. Go to McDonald's or whole 9 yards in the truck. Gangsters, 4-5 gangsters in the back of the truck. I'm willing, busting it was 4-speed. I'm busting this 4-speed down Rosecrans, busting right on Avalon, come on to the pad, man. And that was my contribution to my neighborhood. Okay. And because for that contribution, I had I guess you call it protection. Somebody looking out for me.
Yeah.
And as opposed if they saw me doing something, they was gonna do something and I was gonna be around, they'd run my ass off. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Go, get out of here. This ain't for you, dude. Right. Different time, man. Different time. So I had to share that, man. I had to share that. Lawnmower truck, that's real talk.
The lawnmower truck.
Lawnmower truck. You can't leave your lawnmowers. You can't cut your lawn, leave your lawnmowers in front of the house and take a piss these days. They'd be gone. Okay.
Man, I remember cutting the grass with my grandfather, man. We used to have to this was like in 79. And that time, man, we'd have to, soon we take the lawnmower off and start cutting the grass, we'd have to actually take the chain and lock everything up while we cutting, because the smokers will come around. If you ain't watching them, you snatch everything off your daggone truck. You come back, nigga, your money.
Yeah. Dude, we never had that problem. All the years I cut lawns with my daddy, I can never recall us losing a lawnmower while we was working down. They stole them out my backyard. They always stole the edger because the edger had a 3.5 speed motor on it, and it was lighter than the lawnmower. Lawnmower was heavy as hell. The edgers, they flew down the street a couple times, but for the most part, while we were working, we never had them changed up or nothing. It was just a different time, dude. Hey, folks, we're about halfway through the show. This is a mentality show, folks. This is my man Curtis over there in the corner. Wave to him, Curtis.
Sir.
In the middle, I got my man Kevin Collins. Kevin Collins works for Los Angeles Mental Health, and we're talking about some issues for brother issues, man. I mean, I don't know any shows that talk about men issues other than sports and miscellaneous bullshit. I see a lot of shows with various gangsters and ex-gangsters talking about gangster shit, but gangster shit, most of it was old, and it having to do with a lot of things today. But this is one of those shows that I think it's important that brothers who not gangsters get a chance to be heard as well. Yeah. I never, and if you want to gangbang, that's your thing. But a lot of brothers didn't gangbang. A lot of brothers don't gangbang. A lot of brothers just take care of their families and do what they got to do. And sometimes in society, we can be considered busters, punks, or whatever the case may be. I tell you what, I wish I was a nerd. I wish I was a nerd. I swear to God, I wish I was a nerd. I wish I was a nerd. Nerds get paid. Nerds getting paid, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nerds getting paid.
Right.
Nerds getting paid.
Billionaires. All of our billionaires are nerds.
Come on, man.
Except for the orange head dude.
Come on, man. Nerds get paid. Them cats that, I mean, even when I was going to school, we didn't have computers yet. But I one of the first class and the only class I ever failed in my life was typing. And my old man wrote it off. Hey, you don't know damn typing. I ain't getting in trouble. I used to get in trouble for getting D's. But I got an F in typing and nobody flinched. Wow. I type more than anything. I type more than I do history. I type more than I do English. I type more than I do math. Okay? But because computers were not a big thing, everything was pretty much was typewriting, or being a typewriter, being a typing was considered a woman's thing. Duh. Huh?
Yeah. Ignorance.
So now here we are, everybody looking at computers, and I'm hunting, pecking like a third grader. Okay, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I type 1 word per minute, so don't trip.
Now Kurt,
this is my profession.
Kurt typed with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
Real talk. He typed with his eyes closed, damn near. Okay, and it just different times, And again, people who I'm a baby boomer. I'm older than both of y'all. Okay, Kurt, you are a Gen X, right?
Yeah.
And Kevin,
same thing. 1970.
Okay, so I'm the senior citizen of this crew, and the things that I've experienced over the years, compared to what y'all experienced, compared with the millennials are experiencing, that's what we need. We need a millennial. We need a millennial. We need a millennial to be on the show, so we can have multi generations of men to discuss men issues. One thing didn't change from baby boomers to millennials to Gen X: child support. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Baby mama drama. That shit don't change. That shit don't change. That shit don't change. It don't change.
Man.
Okay. Okay. Women issue. Women issue. Don't change. Don't change. Only thing changed that is the date and the penalties for doing what you do. Used to be a time, and I was telling somebody the other day, one of my friends, used to be a time when beating your wife was acceptable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that. Used to be a time if a man came home and beat the shit out of his wife and his kids, as long as you didn't beat it too bad. She can't have no bloody eyes. She can't be too lumpy. And this is real talk. You could actually come home. You felt like whooping your wife's ass, you could beat your kids, because the philosophy was the black man was treated so bad at his workplace by his white boss most of the time. The frustration that he built up, he had no other way to release it other than come home and whoop a little ass.
Damn.
That's real talk.
But you know what?
Huh?
Some of our sisters, man, don't take that. Even back in them days.
Some of them didn't like it. Okay, but some of them were taught to accept it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baby, he does a lot of things for you and the kids. And think about that. You've watched television shows and you heard the speech. Well, baby, you know what? Your man does a lot. He works for you and the kid. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Okay. You know how men are. Okay. And they would justify a black eye or ass whooping, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And some guys were reasonable. I hate to say it. I can't say it. I can't say it with a straight face. They weren't severe, but sometimes that's how they left out their frustrations. And now you can't even look at your woman crazy. Now. You look at her crazy, you're not getting a domestic violence case.
Right.
You should get your behind handed to you.
Huh?
You get yourself handed to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tell any brother, man, be prepared to call the police on your woman if you have to.
If you have to, yeah.
If you have to. The first one to make the call will be the plaintiff.
Yeah.
Everybody else gonna be the defendant.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a punk shit. Okay, Mr. Defendant.
Call me Mr. Punk.
Call me Mr.
Call
Punk.
me Mr. Punk.
I'm the one that called the police. Hey, yes, she's acting a fool. I have not touched her, but I don't want to get beat up in. Police might not like it. I'm sorry you don't like it. I'm not gonna. I'm here to follow. I want to file a report. Well, if your wife goes to court, goes to jail, who will take care of the kids? I take care.
Right.
Now, when you go to jail, who gonna pay the rent?
Right.
Or the mortgage.
Or the mortgage. Or the house note. They'll lock your ass up with no questions asked. They want to give you, when the shoes on the other foot, they want to give you a lot of conversation, a lot of logic. Well, if like your kid, wife, kids up, your wife in front of the kids is going to be very traumatic. They shouldn't like my black ass. You don't think they like me too?
What about my trauma?
What about my trauma? We are here, folks. We're talking mentality, man. MENTALLY. Men have issues. We're taught not to cry. We're taught not to hold our emotions. We're taught to be big boys. We're taught not to just take it on the chin. But you know what? We have feelings too. We have feelings too. We're gonna talk about a whole lot of stuff in the next few shows. I see all my folks is here, Marlon and Vestalite and Derek Mallory and Isaiah. And I want y'all to join us on Wednesdays, man, because we're gonna keep doing this. If y'all want to chime in, I want y'all to chime in on the chat room. In fact, I want y'all to call in sometime. I'm gonna give you the number to call in, or put your number in the chat room. I'll call you. That's what we'll do.
There you go.
Put your number in the chat room. If you got something you want to say, I will call you. That way, the number won't get the line won't get jammed up. People can't get through. So we definitely want to have a conversation with brothers. You want to hear what brothers are going through, man. If brothers go through all, man, we go through some shit, but we expect to deal with it because we're the man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, you're the man. You're supposed to deal with it. Anytime somebody tell you for dating them, you got to pay their bills. Shit done got fucked up.
Yeah.
That part. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To date somebody, you got to pay my bills.
You got to ask yourself. You have to ask yourself in that situation, what exactly am I getting out of this? Is it worth this $300 date? I mean, there's a lot you could do with that $300. It didn't necessarily have to spend 6 hours with this individual or take them out. You could blow that $300 in some other extracurricular activities and never know their name. So
true.
You have to ask yourself, what exactly am I getting out of? What is this exchange?
Kurt, you got 3 daughters.
Yes, I do.
Me and Kurt are personal friends, folks. I know his business. He know mine. Kurt got 3 daughters. How have you ever heard any of your daughters remotely say anything similar to that? And if you did, how do you think you would respond to that, man? You're coming in and out. What?
I've been very forthcoming with them. I said, man, my daughters are going to be some cold sisters because I'm teaching them every trick in the book, so they see it coming all the time,
Okay.
and for them to say something like that, like, I'm going to get mine, he gonna have to work hard, spend all his money on me for me to get, give him the time of day. That's completely out of character,
Mm-hmm.
I think for the most part, I've been tremendously unconditional with, my love and attention to them and so forth. So they're used to this whole partnership of relationship. You know what I mean? It's not about me getting mine. It would just be completely out of character for them. And I would express tremendous disappointment if I heard something like that, because I'm just like, we don't roll like that at all.
It sounds like me. It's like low-level prostitution, though.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
It sounds like you just shy of being a streetwalker because you telling me I got to spend a bag on you to get your attention, and you ain't. It's just to talk to you. That's some serious You
Right.
really overestimating your value on that one right there,
Hmm.
or belittling mine. One to two.
Right.
Either you overestimating yours or belittling mine, because it's real. It would be real hard for a young man with any kind of self worth to be convinced he needed to go on a first date to Ruth Chris, possibly
Oh,
fuck off
heck
be
no.
250, 250,
Wow.
300. Okay, 250,
Right.
300. Just and you too good to go to Cheesecake Factory? I don't know you.
Right.
I'm still gonna drop a bill.
Right.
It costs you a bill to go to Norm's. It
You'll
costs
spend
you a bill.
100 at
No, real
Norton's.
talk.
Man, that's a lot of hotcakes, bro. You gonna spend a bit. You gonna spend a bill.
Real talk. I went to Norm's, 2 people, $50 for breakfast. Real talk, pancakes,
Right.
coffee, $50, 49 and some
Fresh,
change.
fresh squeezed juices. Yeah, I get you. I got you.
Okay, for Norm's,
Yeah.
it was 50. I was what? Who? $50 for Norm's for breakfast, dude.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay.
No,
I can see that.
I can't see myself taking a woman out on the first date and spending no more than $100 on that
Right.
first date. I'm gonna be honest. I've been on with females, and when they start talking, when I pull up to Chili's or Black Angus, something like that, they're like, "Oh hell no!" I'm like, "All right, turn around, and take you back home then."
Right.
I ain't gonna spend that type of money on you.
Well, it seems like to me, you want me to take you to places you can't afford yourself.
Simple.
Ooh. Okay.
You can't afford yourself.
Right.
Or you, in some cases, you got a bunch of sisters that just be dinner pimps. They know they're not gonna do this, do nothing with this brother. They don't like him that much, but because he's a simp or he can proceed as a simp.
That's what it is.
Okay,
They're looking for simps. They're not looking for men. They're looking for simps.
right.
Yeah.
So he's perceived as a simp. So he thinks he's doing something big, doing some big shit by taking it to some fancy restaurant, knowing damn well all you're gonna get is a kiss on the cheek and a fancy turd.
Right. He might not even get a kiss on the cheek. He might just pat him on
You're
top
not
of his
gonna get
head.
a kiss on the cheek. Okay. And a truffle turd. Oh my God. Huh? Kurt, you break it up a little bit. I see your mouth moving. You ain't saying that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So they know when they got one. You know what I mean? It's by the time you've made it all the way to Ruth Chris, they already know that you are that guy that does something like that. Because anybody with you can kind of peep out how she is before you even, try to take her out on a date. And most guys would be like, nah, I'm not gonna take this girl out. We know, nah, this is gonna be trouble off that. They just cut it off that. They won't bring it all the way to dinner trying to, feel her out. Most men that's about something, they won't even give it a time of day. You know what I mean?
Where y'all think that came from though? When did the brother have to spend a bag? This is the internet bullshit that people have been projected on youngsters to think that they got to spend a bag on a woman who you don't even really know her like that.
It's that daggone baby face. It's talking about I'll pay your rent, I'll buy your clothes, I'll cook your dinner. That's that all these love making dudes with this stupid music, man.
Oh man, hold on, you forgot I would dance like a melodic dancer for you. Look, that was my line. I like a melodic dancer for you. I dance up with the G string on my hip. You're right. You're right. That was much music. Okay, it was much music. And then wrong with much music, but real life says something totally different. My question is, if I got to pay your bills and your shit, what you got to do for you? What makes your bills more important than mine? And do you care the fact that I didn't have any bills? Go ahead.
Mine is because I've been married. I've been with my wife for 20 years, and when I got with her, I have the mentality of saying I'm gonna pay all the bills. you do what you want to with your money. That's just me.
Okay.
I just like that. But who's to say that when I first met her, that's the type of woman I didn't give her that impression. When I first got with her, we talked. We had conversation, and my thing was, what you want to do for the rest of your life? What's your plans for your future? Because a lot of women I went out with before, they couldn't even tell me what they want to do before. But again, like you said, they want to go to Roof Chris. They want to go to these expensive restaurants. But like, baby, you ain't got no plans for yourself. You want me to get you them red bottoms. You ain't got no red bottoms in your daggone closet. You want me to go buy you this expensive purse that you ain't even got. You still got these. Well, back in them days, Kmart purses sitting in there, but you want me to go over here to Louis Vuitton and get you the purse. I can't be with no chick like you. No, I have to leave that shit alone.
The purse costs more than what you got in your pocket.
Right.
You can't put it in your pocket nowhere near the value of this purse, but you want this purse anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Your purse can't cost more than you actually have in the wallet inside.
Okay.
True.
So folks, this is a conversation we need to have.
And Kevin, when you decided, hey, I'm going to pay all the bills, and this is the position that I'm going to be as the man in this woman's life, is because you saw what she poured into your life.
Exactly.
In exchange for that, a lot of what's going on is that there's no exchange of anything. This is what you're going to do. It's all about what you're going to do for me, not what I'm going to do for you, or how I can help you build. So I love that position. I love that position that you have with your relationship and everything. But a lot of people miss that, finding that individual that pours into them.
Yeah. No, you said it, Curtis. That is it, man. Because with her, that's like truthfully speaking, that's my rib. When my wound is busted open, she the first one to come over there and try and put a bandage over it. And she ain't gonna put no alcohol on it. She gonna put some hydrogen peroxide on it, so I won't burn. I won't be in pain. That's the type of woman I got. And you're right. She is that one that when the sugar honey iced tea boils down, she right there in the mix with me. So
hey, everybody ain't blessed like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks are, some folks ain't. And sometimes I had a friend of mine, a friend of mine's mom. The dad did all the work. Dad worked his ass off, but mama would always control the money. Mama would save money, buy apartment buildings, buy other houses. Mama knew how to work the money, so even when Daddy retired, they had plenty of money. Okay, and if you got that kind of partnership, Pop's work his ass off, give her the check. She pay all the bills, take care of the kids, and put money away to go and invest. And when you see something like that, I don't. There are women out there. I just ain't met many of them. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Okay, if you trying to spend all my money on you, we can't work.
No, hell no.
And that's your problem.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the problem. You trying to spend all the money I make goes on you. Hold on. Wait a minute. Do you have a sense of responsibility at all? I understand I'm gonna look out for your car, but that's your car. You might have to pay your own car note. I mean, I've been paying your car note on my car and the house note and the rent and the utilities. Come on. Come on. This is 2024.
Right.
Everything is busy. It's $50 to go to Norm's for breakfast for two people. It's $50.
Used to be 20.
It used to be 20. Norm's was a spot you go for breakfast in the morning or after the club. You hungry, Denny's, whatever the case may be. That is $40 to go to Denny's. Okay, if you get hungry after the club, you go to Denny's. Your bill might be $21 back in the day. Now it's $40, $50. Okay, and you sitting there hungry as a wolf. She is too, and she ain't got no money, sitting there looking cute.
Right.
But hungry. Okay.
Right. Cute and hungry.
Cute and hungry.
Bad combination.
Hey, folks, we got about 30 seconds left, man. We got to get ready to wrap this show up right here, folks. We'll be back next week with another mentality show. I got my man Curtis Bray. Curtis, tell them what to find you at if they want to holler at you.
I'm on IG at midlife and times. You can find me there or look for Mr. Curtis on all social media, and you will find me.
All right. What about you, Kevin?
Man, y'all can look at me. I had to go through there like you did last time. I had to get myself together. Convo with Kev, CONVOWKEV, on all social media platforms. And then if you want to look at some of my videos on TikTok, is that old dude Kev.
All right, mine is Real Lives of N.W.A. at Instagram, and other than that, just look for the bat signal, folks. In the meantime, y'all, man, fellas, it's good talking to y'all. I hope the brothers in the chat room appreciate this right here. We're gonna keep this going, man. We're gonna bring some experts. We need us a millennial, though, man. We gotta get us a millennial because they're going through some shit. They're going through some shit. So we're gonna find us some millennial to join this conversation. Maybe we can school him and school some folks who's watching this show. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next week. This is The Mentality Show, folks. Peace.